I need to start back over again. What the fuck did you just say about the Blair Witch Project?
Blair Witch sucks. The movie sucked.
The original Blair Witch.
The original, when they're in the fucking woods, sucked.
What's so
stupid.
bad about it?
It's
Please.
stupid. It's fucking stupid.
What is going on, Klansmen? I'm your black face of horror, Rashawn Bass, and today I decided to focus on a film that came out, well, was released in theaters 20 years ago, called The Blair Witch Project. 20 years ago, The Blair Witch Project was released and became a worldwide phenomenon. So much so that it paved the way for found footage films, alliteration, that were released after it. The Blair Witch Project not only startled the masses, but also managed to convince so many people around the world that the events that were unfolding in the movie were true. The marketing campaign even included missing posters of the actors, as well as having other actors pose as police and investigators to give testimony about their casework. Even today, there's still a website that actually highlights the realism that the film was trying to depict. Now, I recall seeing this movie with my sister at a very young age, and I too believed that everything that I saw was real. My sister pretty much said the same thing, but being that she's 10 years older than me, I think she was probably telling me that just to feed into my nightmare fuel, but who knows. Either way, I've seen this movie one time about 19 to 20 years ago, and the details of the entire story was still permanently transcribed into my brain even till this day. Fast forward 20 years and I would like to revisit this movie and see if it can still hold up as one of, if not the best, horror movies of all time, especially in the found footage realm. I rewatched this during the day and it still managed to creep me out. I am desensitized to many aspects of horror that's supposed to generate fear since, of course, I've grown up watching the genre. So if a movie can accomplish generating any kind of authentic fear, especially during the day, that means the film hit all the right targets. The Blair Witch Project did a superb job in making things feel organic. Despite the fact that I know it's definitely fake, it made me forget that fact many times upon rewatching. That's because the interactions between characters felt believable and the story setup was great. The best aspect of this movie is the constant tension that was developed between the three leads. It was unrelenting and caused the audience to never settle down and get comfortable during the viewing experience. That helped establish the lifeline between the audience and the main characters. You're walking along with them step for step as they try to decipher what's going on. Whatever the characters are feeling, you feel the exact same way. So when there are finally a few moments where Josh, Mike, and Heather seem to get along, there is a bit of relief, but those moments are few and far between, which makes the viewing experience all the more engaging. Mike is personally my favorite character in the movie. I gravitated more toward him because it felt like all the thoughts I had while watching the movie, he pretty much said it all out loud for me. He never bought into Heather's bullshit when she always says that she knows where they're going.
Well, good.
Although I gotta tell you, I don't fully trust you. And
To the point where he kicked the map into the creek.
It's fucked up, but I kicked that fucking map into the creek yesterday. It was useless. I kicked that fucker into the creek.
Which most likely I probably would have done the same exact thing anyway. I mean, they got lost with the map, so what's the point of even keeping it around? And when sounds are being made outside of the tent at night and he refused to leave the tent with the camera to go investigate with Heather and Josh, Mike wanted no parts of it.
If people are gonna try and come out here and mess with us, then they gotta have something wrong with them, and I'm not gonna play with that.
But how do we know it was people?
Well, even if it wasn't, I'm not gonna play with that either.
If it had nothing to do with their original goal, what's the point of wasting time and energy? And I agree. All Mike wanted to do was play his part for the documentary, just keep it moving. No time for any extracurricular activities. Out of everyone, Heather gives the best performance, even though she won a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actress. She's single-handedly responsible for the most legendary scenes of all time. She does a great job of actually making you hate her. Heather as a character has zero redeeming qualities. She comes off as one of the biggest bullshitters in the world, and every time she had something to say, I didn't want to hear it. So when she's being challenged constantly by Mike, it felt good witnessing that conflict.
First, because
I know we're not lost.
Oh, you knew that yesterday too, and you knew that twice today.
No, bullshit, and we have not been lost at all today.
Let me tell you what you said to us. It's like 2 miles away. Then it's like 2 hours away, 3 hours away. Maybe it's 4 hours away. How could you?
Did you agree to do this project?
I did. I agreed to a scouted out project.
The best scene is where she actually gets a taste of her own medicine from Josh.
Josh!
We walked for 15 hours today. We ended up in the same place. There's no one here to help you. That's your motivation.
Come
on, man. You got her back. Good one.
No, she's still making movies, man. That's my point.
Please stop.
This is my point here.
It's all I fucking have left, okay? Just please stop. Please stop. Just please stop yelling at me, please.
Aside from that, Josh's character, in my opinion, is the least developed. He's just a tweener that gets overshadowed by Mike and Heather's issues. That is pretty much the only real flaw that this movie has, which isn't that bad though. The movie still works as a whole. The final scene inside the house still remains as one of the scariest endings to a horror film that I've ever seen. And at the end, my consensus is indeed yes, that even after 20 years, the Blair Witch Project still holds up pretty freaking well. The movie works best when there is a long gap of time between each time you actually sit down and watch the movie. This was my first time watching it in almost 20 years and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But over the past couple weeks, I had to actually rewatch the movie quite a few times in preparation for this video so I can obviously just write my script and jot down my notes and all that. And the more I watched it back to back to back, the more I started to dislike it. And a lot of that is obviously because I know for a fact it's fake, and it's harder for me to just suspend any believability when I have to watch a movie over and over again from a more analytical standpoint. So I really wouldn't recommend anybody watch this movie a lot within a small time frame, because the impact of the film would definitely lose its edge. This is definitely the perfect movie that you want to show your sibling or any other young family member for the first time if you really want to scare the hell out of them. Hindsight 2020, future not as clear. Why do I feel like this is exactly what my sister did to me all those years ago? Fucking bitch. Today, all three actors have kept a bit of a low profile. Heather Donahue landed a few roles for TV shows including It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Without a Trace, as well as several TV movie roles. But in an interview with GQ, she reiterated a tumultuous life after the Blair Witch, saying that no matter what else she's accomplished in life, all she would do is be remembered for her role in the movie and having her obituary written at age 24. She's done so much more, but her accomplishments were completely overshadowed. In 2008, she quit acting to become a medical marijuana grower and even published a book called Grow Girl, which is about her time as a marijuana grower. Heather Donahue, a woman who purportedly died at 24, has found the life she wants at 44 years old. There isn't much information on Mike, or Michael C. Williams, but he has stuck to acting till this day, but landed roles that were few and far between. Right now, Williams is the manager of the Big Blue Door Theater in Hawthorne, New York. Josh, or Joshua Leonard, has had the most success out of the trio. He's landed more than 83 roles as an actor in various movies and television series, while also dipping his feet into the writing and directing pool. He's married to actress Allison Pill, and they have one child together, so needless to say, he's doing just fine. Klansman, ow, fuck! Dislocated my thumb. So, yeah. Klansmen, in the comments section below, tell me how your first viewing experience of the Blair Witch Project was and what's your opinion of the overall film as a whole. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I truly appreciate it, and make sure you subscribe to join the Killer Kountdown clan. Just don't go burning any crosses now.